Squad? MizzyWorld Entertainment here to finally present MadMizzy Sports segment, NBA edition. For my MadMizzy Sports segment, NBA edition, I'm going to try to give y'all at least one segment on Wednesday or Thursday throughout the week. Try to give y'all two segments, but I'm going to stick to focusing on one segment a week so far where I touch on the three biggest topics in the NBA so far. So the three stories that I'm going to really touch on for this segment is the first story, of course, I'm going to touch on the death of Kobe Bryant and what he meant to the NBA. Second story is Joel Embiid versus Ben Simmons. If I had to make a decision as the GM for the 76ers, who am I taking? And the last topic is the Battle of LA. Who has the edge so far between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers heading into the playoffs? So to start off with the first topic, the death of Kobe Bryant, what he meant. First thing I want to touch on is to that reporter, the female reporter that wanted to really try to slander Kobe Bryant and call him a rapist and this, that, and the third. I just want to say he was alleged of raping that female. One allegation in his life. He's been a superstar since he was a teen, and he had one allegation in his entire life. I hope you mentioned that he only had one allegation in his life. He had no allegation prior to that or proceeding that one allegation. I hope you also, without your twists and turns, really vocalized or told your viewers that the female didn't want to show up and testify in criminal court, but she had no problem settling in civil court personally, privately with Kobe Bryant. So don't tell your fans and your viewers that, oh, she didn't show up to criminal trial because she was scared. At the end of the day, it's people that testify against real gangsters. Kobe Bryant was a basketball player. If you really thought that man took something away from you, he took your womanhood from you, you should have went for a criminal trial. And you shouldn't have just settled in a civil case on the money side privately. I am here to defend Kobe Bryant and all the brothers out there that may have been falsely accused of sexual assault or rape. That man hadn't had an allegation before or after. So leave that fucking bullshit alone unless you're going to really break down every minute detail of that case and give your fans everything, because now you're just trying to slander a dead man's name. But to get into his legacy and what he meant to the NBA, to me, Kobe Bryant represented fierce competition, greatness. Kobe Bryant represented what hard work, what happens when hard work meets supreme talent. Kobe Bryant represented basketball. He showed you that you could look up to somebody, you could mimic somebody, you could admire somebody and still try to destroy that person and still try to utterly just dominate that person. Kobe Bryant, man, the 15-time All-NBA player, the one-time season MVP. I don't know how he only got one regular season MVP, the 5-time champion, the 2-time finals MVP, the 18-time All-Star, the 12-time All-Defensive player, an Oscar winner for his animated short film, Dear Basketball. Kobe Bryant, the man, the myth, the legend. Peace in paradise, Mamba mentality. Peace in paradise to Gianna and all of the rest of the victims that were on that helicopter. Now, before I move on to the second biggest storyline in NBA right now, to me, I just got to say this. That's for any of the reporters that want to bring up the sexual assault accusation on Kobe Bryant. Unless you're going to break down every detail of the case and give the full details of the entire accusation and civil case and what was going on in the criminal case up until the point where she didn't want to testify, then keep it to yourself, because it's going to come off as you trying to vilify this man off of one accusation in his entire life. At the end of the day, I could give my opinion on what I really truly think happened in that situation, but I'm not, because I don't know what happened in that situation. I don't know the female and I don't know Kobe Bryant personally, but I know one thing. I'm not going to vilify such a pristine figure in our community off of one accusation. I'm not going to vilify that man. I'm just not. And at the peak of his career. But let me move on. So the second biggest storyline to me that's in the NBA floating around right now is Ben Simmons versus Joel Embiid. And if the Sixers have to make a decision, who should the Sixers keep? My personal opinion, I'm going to go with the more versatile player, Joel Embiid. Yes, I say Joel Embiid is the more versatile player because he is 7'1". He's a legit 7-footer that shoots the ball better than Ben Simmons. He he doesn't have the court vision, handles, nor the passing ability of a Ben Simmons, but he has that heart, he has that dominance, he has that dog in him more than Ben Simmons, way more than Ben Simmons. And I feel as though, just in general, Joel Embiid is more of today's big man. All I keep hearing is just the way that today's game is moving. Yeah, it's going the opposite way of what Ben Simmons is doing. It's his third year in the league. He still has yet to develop a jump shot. I feel way more comfortable with Zion Williamson shooting a three than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons shit looked like his... And y'all was talking, and the Sixers was talking about Markelle Fultz and his shot and this, that, and the third. No, y'all need to focus on Ben Simmons. And he doesn't have the just utter dominance for his size. At the end of the day, for his size, he should be as dominant as a Zion. He should be dominant as a Giannis. He should be dominant as a Joel Embiid. But we don't see it as nearly as consistent as we see it with Joel Embiid. And I know with Joel, it comes with the injuries. But what's coming with Ben Simmons now? And you talking about a back. What happened with Andrew Bynum? It was his back. A back cannot be diagnosed. That's the simple part about it. It can't be diagnosed. You don't know what's wrong with it. It just has to get better. A back is something tricky to mess with, and that's what's ailing Ben Simmons right now. And so if I'm the GM of the 76ers, I'm leaning heavily towards Joel Embiid because of his ability to shoot the ball, his ability to take over games offensively and defensively, and the dog that he carries. He talks that shit and he backs it up. Something that I haven't seen Ben Simmons do. You think about it, when Game 7 last year with the eventual NBA champs and the Toronto Raptors, because Ben Simmons was dominating them big men. Pascal Siakam, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka. Get this work and get this work. And you know why I went Game 7s for the Raptors side? Because Kawhi was dominating fucking Ben Simmons and all the wing players. I'm leaning heavily towards the side of taking Joel Embiid over Ben Simmons. Embiid is the process, not Ben Simmons. Now on to what was my biggest storyline of the NBA so far this year is the Battle of LA and who would have the advantage in the 7-game series right now, or not right now, who would have an advantage in the 7-game playoff series between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, you got the Los Angeles Lakers at the number 1 seed. You got the Los Angeles Clippers at the 3 seed. But for me, I think that the Los Angeles Clippers would have the advantage in the 7-game series. And I'm going to tell you a few different reasons why. One of the reasons is that you just look at how the season has been going and how the Lakers been at the top of the pack, trucking along at a consistent high clip. But if you've not been watching basketball and just been watching talk shows, you would think the Clippers are like the 5th seed, the 6th seed, the 4th seed. No, they're the 3 seed. 1 game out of the 2nd seed and only 6 games out of the number 1 seed. They're right there trucking along with Kawhi Leonard having so much load management, with Paul George not playing every game, with Patrick Beverley having his injuries. And then you think about the additions of Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson. Then they already had Montrezl Harrell and Lou Will coming off the bench. Oh my goodness. And to me, the one thing about the Lakers, yes, they're consistently good. They're the number 1 seed. They're the best team in the West right now. But they're too reliant on 2 players. If Anthony Davis and LeBron James don't dominate the game, their team doesn't play well. Now, LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been dominant thus far this year. That's why they're the number 1 seed so far in the West, and they've been consistently playing. But when they don't play well, the Lakers don't do well. And then you look at the 2 games that they faced each other. Yes, the Lakers started off well, but they didn't end well, and it's all about how you end. Because if you don't start the game well and the Clippers ended the game like that, then it's just a blowout in general. But you look at the first game, Danny Green snapped. He had like 30 points. You can't rely on 30 points from Danny Green. In the second game, I really didn't tune into the second game between the Lakers and Clippers, but I just look at the 2 wings of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, them knowing what their legacy could be if they go on to win multiple championships with the Clippers. I don't see them letting Anthony Davis and LeBron James, basically LeBron James, because to me Anthony Davis is just a stat filler without LeBron James, stopping them. Kawhi Leonard is a 2-time Finals MVP. Paul George has led my Pacers to 2 Eastern Conference Championship series. They're winners. Then you think about Patrick Beverly, Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell, Marcus Morris. I think they are just way too deep in that red, white, and blue for that purple and gold. For me, I think that LeBron James has to be clearly head and shoulders above the rest, the best player in that series. It can't be no debate if Kawhi is having a better series or if Paul George is having a better series. No. LeBron has to be the very best player in that series, no doubt. I'm talking about averaging 31, 9, and 9. A nigga got to damn near average a triple-double, in my opinion, for them to pull out that series because the Clippers are just too deep, in my opinion. But, yeah, this is the first MadMizzy Sports segment, NBA edition. Let me know what y'all think. What were the 3 biggest storylines in the NBA thus far to y'all so far? Let me know what was Kobe Bryant's legacy to y'all. Who would y'all take over, Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons if you were a Sixers GM and you had to choose? And who has the advantage so far who has the advantage in the 7-game series right now for the battle of LA between the Lakers and the Clippers? Y'all know what it is. MadMizzy Sports segment, NBA edition. Stay tuned. The bitches will be coming either Wednesday or Thursday moving forward. Y'all know what it is. MadMizzy Sports. Run them fucking numbers up. Like, comment, share. Gang.